Andrew Carnegie. Veritas. He arrived with nothing. He built a world of steel. He gave almost all of it away. Was he a hero or a warning? Stay to the end. This question is still alive today. This question is still alive today not because this is a story about the past, but because this story is arguing with us right now. In an age of billionaires, inequality, and moral confusion, Andrew Carnegie stands before us like a mirror. By the end of this video, you won't just know what he built. You'll wrestle with what wealth demands from the soul. And if you listen closely, you may hear his voice asking you a question you cannot ignore. What is he known for? Andrew Carnegie is remembered as a titan of industry, the builder of Carnegie steel, the steel that lifted bridges, railroads, and skyscrapers, the steel that hardened America into a global power. At one point, he was among the richest human beings in history, but history refuses to let him rest there, because Carnegie is also remembered as the man who gave away nearly 90% of his fortune. Steel in one hand, libraries in the other. Power and conscience locked in tension. His view on money. Carnegie believed money was a moral test. He argued that wealth hoarded was wealth wasted, that to die rich was to fail the human community. Because here's the contradiction. He accumulated his fortune in an unforgiving industrial system, where workers labored long hours for little security. Carnegie believed the rich should control wealth, but only long enough to return it to the public. Money to him was not private property forever. It was a temporary trust. What was Carnegie's upbringing and schooling? Andrew Carnegie was born in 1835 in Dunfermline, Scotland, a town unraveling under industrial change. His family was poor. His father, a handloom weaver, was displaced by machines. In 1848, they crossed the Atlantic, settling in Allegheny, Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh. Carnegie had little formal schooling. He left school early to work, first as a factory boy, then a telegraph messenger. But he educated himself relentlessly. Libraries became his sanctuary. Books became his mentors. A poor immigrant boy, teaching himself the architecture of power. His interest. Carnegie loved ideas. He devoured books on science, philosophy, and democracy. He believed education was not a luxury. It was a weapon against despair. Knowledge, he believed, should never belong only to the elite. His travels. Carnegie moved constantly, between America and Europe, between factories and salons, between workers' neighborhoods and royal courts. Travel widened his moral lens. It taught him that wealth may be national, but responsibility is global. Friends and influences. Carnegie was shaped by mentors and thinkers. Influenced by philosopher Herbert Spencer, he believed in progress, but struggled with its costs. He surrounded himself with politicians, writers, educators, but he never forgot the doors once opened for him. He believed opportunity was never self-made. It was handed down, and therefore must be handed forward. His worldview. Carnegie believed capitalism could uplift humanity, but only if disciplined by ethics. He opposed imperial war. He supported peace movements. He believed education was the strongest defense against tyranny. His worldview was hopeful, but demanding. Progress, he insisted, must serve human dignity, or it becomes domination. Family relationships. Carnegie was deeply shaped by his mother, her ambition, her discipline, her self-belief, her belief in self-improvement. He married Louis Whitfield later in life. They had one daughter. Family grounded him, even as fortune tried to pull him away. later years and death. In his later years, Carnegie stopped building factories and focused on redistribution. Libraries, universities, peace foundations. He died in 1919 at age 83 from bronchial pneumonia in Lenox, Massachusetts. He left behind less money and more questions. Legacy and why his voice still matters today. Carnegie's legacy lives on in thousands of public libraries, in institutions of learning, in debates that refuse to fade. In a world where wealth is again concentrated at the top, his voice still presses us. What do the powerful owe the powerless? When does success become responsibility? And who decides? Carnegie does not give us easy answers. He gives us a moral challenge. And now, we return to the beginning. At the start of this video, I asked you to stay until the end because this story still matters. Now you know why. Because Andrew Carnegie reminds us that what we accumulate will fade, but what we give away echoes. And we hope this video gives you a different view of the world and has opened a curiosity to continue learning more about the world and the people who have and continue to shape it. Andrew Carnegie.